Hi, I'm Professor Larry Louie. I'm very much looking forward to working with you on the Brown Business Bootcamp. I liken our ride together to the Tour de France, where we're going to have some mountain stages and some sprints, and at the end we ride to exhilaration for the finish. In this case, our finish would be a successful project for Grupo Bimbo. I'd like to show you a few things before we get to class this week. Talk a little bit about my background, the course objectives, our topics, our learning approach, and then our schedule, finally with some things to prepare for our first class. My background is I went from there on the upper left, where I was selling confetti with my cousin Ronnie and my sister Pam. And that was my first entrepreneurial experience, where we sold confetti to revelers on New Year's Eve in Chinatown, San Francisco. And I must say, at the end of the day, I had a overly optimistic view of business. We had happy customers, no return merchandise, no complaints. I had positive cash flow, good margins, distributed cash to my partners, and everyone was happy. Suffice it to say, my business experience was not quite as simple as that, and equally as pleasurable, I suppose, but not as simple. And on the bottom right was my days when I served as dean at Hult San Francisco. And these are a couple of my favorite students. The one in the middle is Ivalio, and he always had a smile on his face. And he always said, things are getting better and better in my Bulgarian accent. But he had a view on life that I like to emulate and share. He believed that every day should be better than the prior. And whether that's for yourself or your company, he just believed in constant improvement, which is one of the things we teach. It's the concept of Kaizen, of constant improvements and continuous improvements. So in between the 2 points, I graduated from UC Berkeley in accounting and finance. I then went to KPMG and worked as an auditor on public companies, but also helped start their small business advisory practice. From there, I felt I wasn't ready for general management, which was my goal. So I joined Stanford Business School, got my MBA there, and after graduation, went to Bain & Company, did strategy consulting for 3 years. And then after that, I was in small and growth businesses the rest of my business career, in real estate, in software, and ultimately my last position was starting an e-commerce company called Alibris. I started teaching in 2001 and have been teaching for 20 years ever since and loving the ride. So my goal is to take things I've learned and get it out of my brain and into yours. Our objectives for this course overall are to immerse you in an innovation challenge that encompasses the entrepreneurial process with an actual client, Grupo Bimbo. My role is to go through the finance topics with you, and these would include financial literacy, your ability to read, understand, and analyze company financial statements, to understand a bit about the finance industry, and to perform basic economic and statistical tools that we use in business. Finally, as another topic, I'm going to be handling the business presentation skills workshop, which we call the perfect pitch. Finance topics, these are the 4 classes that we'll have. Our first finance topic will be basic economics, statistics, and data analysis tools for business. And then intro to financial industry and statements. Third is on analysis with ratios, trends, and common size analysis. And fourth is performance measurement, both inside and outside the company. And as mentioned, I'll be doing a perfect pitch workshop during the second week we're together. Our learning approach, we use a flipped classroom approach. And in this approach, I record all my lectures in video form. And you watch those before coming to class, not after. And that's because we won't be having lectures in class. We will be using the class time to do discussions and breakout groups and use that as highly interactive time together. And afterwards, you should be able to reflect your learning with some of the assignments we'll be giving and also your work on understanding Grupo Bimbo and also your work in applying your knowledge to your project. Our schedule is we'll have our first class on Thursday where we'll do economic, statistic, and data tools. And then our second class will be on the industry and statements. Third is the perfect pitch workshop. Fourth is financial analysis. And fifth is performance measurement. And all that leads up to your final presentations the week after. Your prep for the first class are watch the videos. There are 7 videos in total for 60 minutes. I try to chunk them out into bite-sized pieces. And readings, I have two small articles to read, one from the Harvard Business Review and one from the Wall Street Journal, all revolving around data and the emerging analytical tools that we have to help us run our business better than we've ever had before. And recommended is go ahead and download, if you haven't done so already, the Grupo Bimbo financial statements. For the balance of our time together in class, we'll be looking at various aspects. We're going to do general understanding of concepts and then apply them to the Grupo Bimbo statements. So let's get started on stage one. I guess I really mean session one, and I look forward to seeing you later this week.